Yeah, we should know that within the next couple of minutes. Dana Kozlov is at the Layton Criminal Court, 26 in Cal, in what we commonly refer to as the bullpen. That's where they put reporters looking to ask questions and reporters looking for the story and the headline of the day. Dana, any sense of things, or is it wait until we get a tweet from Charlie DeMar?
It's wait until we get a tweet, or in my case, possibly a text from Charlie DeMar. My photographer is signaling to me with something, but he said, look at, oh, actually, guys, we are getting a text.
Dana,
guilty,
I'm going to...
Guilty, count one.
Dana, take it away. You've got a text?
Guilty on count one.
Guilty on count one.
What I have from Charlie, guilty on count one and count two now. That is what I know. Guilty on count one and count two.
Okay, Dana, let me go over those
Charlie
things.
Will continue to text.
Count one, guilty, telling police officer that he was the victim of a hate crime. Count two, guilty, telling same police officer he was victim of a battery. Battery being some type of assault. Not an assault, but some type of physical altercation. So guilty on those two. As Irv mentioned, it really doesn't matter. If it's one, it's all of them. It's the same thing, but we've got count one, count two, guilty, guilty, per Dana, per our Charlie DeMar in the courtroom. Guilty on three and four. Guilty on four. Smollett made claims to a different officer. So really 1 and 2 were he lied to officer 1. 3 and 4 were he lied to officer 2. So guilty on those four, basically two different claims that he lied to different officers. Now guilty on 5, telling the same officer in counts 3 and 4 again that he was a victim of a battery. And now we are waiting on 6, which is reporting on February 14th to a different officer that he'd been the victim of an aggravated battery. So basically it's all the same thing. Lying to a cop, 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 and lying to a cop. And 5 out of the 6, the jury, who sat there for several days, deliberated for 9 hours, said indeed he did so. In 5 out of the 6. Dana?
Yeah, Brad, again, right now, just to recap what you just said, as far as we know, down here, and again, the verdict is being handed down on the 7th floor here, but guilty on counts 1 through 5. I am not sure about count 6 yet. Perhaps we're still waiting to also hear on count 6 from both the jury and then Charlie relaying that information to us, Charlie DeMar, who's up in the courtroom, and also to the public. So what we know right now is Jussie Smollett found guilty on 5 of 6 counts, and as you mentioned, the last count, whether he's found guilty or not guilty, it doesn't matter because he will be sentenced.
Correct. Dana, I want to cut off there.
But he will be sentenced.
Dana, I'm going to cut you off for just a second. Control room again did not hear you. You spoke too quickly on count 6. Count 6, he is not guilty. That point is moot, though, because he is guilty of 5 of the 6, and as our legal expert Irv Miller said, all he really needs to be is guilty of 1. So Jussie Smollett is now guilty of a Class 4 felony, could spend up to 3 years in prison. Was it the crime of the century? A jury today decided it was the not crime of the century.